Hello YouTube, this is Magnitude Gaming here. Before we begin today's episode, I would like to ask you guys if you could share the link for this Gofundme that I'm looking at right now. It has to do with a cat that we adopted a week ago named Thick Boy off the streets, and unfortunately his eye is ruptured today, so he will need surgery next week to have his left eye removed, and we're doing everything we can to do that operation. His operation is set for next week as of right now, so you don't have to donate, but I would appreciate if you guys do share the link. I'll put it below. Thank you so much. I'd appreciate it. And now, on to today's episode. Hello, YouTube. Magnitude Gaming here with our next episode, covering the history of competitive play in Yu-Gi-Oh! 2005 was coming to an end. Paul Leviton was able to take SJC LA with his Bazoo return deck. 3 weeks later, the SJC circuit took us to California. Yeah, it actually pretty much just stayed there. Only the time we were heading up to the Bay City, San Francisco. The San Mateo Expo Center was filled with over 400 duelists. Paul Leviton was back and hoping to get his 5th consecutive top 8 in a row with his fellow Team Scoop teammates. Team Overdose was also there in full force, except for like one member I think. Team Silver Friends was also in the mix, along with Comic Odyssey, who hadn't topped any events since SJC Indy a few months prior. The previous trend continued, with many duelists citing Dark World cards. This time they were throwing in Brow. Instead of losing a card, this gave duelists a chance to get a +1 when discarded. Because of effects such as Spy, Magical Merchant, Magician of Faith were now becoming a bigger thing, duels were now made at Mystic Swordsman level 2 to out these monsters. A lot of duels were often decided before, but now it had moved into the main deck, with duels opting to decide a second copy in many cases. Being the last jump of 2005, it was full of surprises. Michael Bueno and Brian Perez both made top 8, playing for Team Junkie spot. They were a Northern Cali team, and their players were pretty good. Keenton Yee also played for the team, and he had previously topped SJC LA in April. He would also go on to top many events, but he didn't top this one. Denny Wynn was also on the team, and he had barely missed top 8. He finished in 9th place, and was the only X1 to not make top 8. Both teammates were playing the standard Chaos deck with the Warrior engine. John Navarro was back, and he had topped his 2nd event in a row. Manuel de Oliveira was a duelist from Sweden. He became the 2nd European to make top 8 in the Shonen Jump era. He actually played an enormous extra deck, or fusion deck, as they called it back in the day. Back then the deck had no limits, so it wasn't a 15 card deck, or 30, or 40, or 50. He played close to 180 cards in the fusion deck. I'm not kidding, that's the list. Yeah, at least as much as I can fit of it anyways. Matt Lawrence was one of the newest duelists to the scene. He had recently been recruited by Comic Odyssey, putting the team back in their first top 8 in months. His deck was more focused on Monarchs. Mobius is a Borg, the Styles were the main engine with Gravekeeper Spies, and Guard. And then there was Philly Luna, an unknown player at the time. This was his first top 8 playoff. He's a future 4-time champion with multiple tops and one of the greatest of all time. Brandon Chalk was playing a burn deck. Wave motion cannons, level limit area B, just desserts, Geometrio, all that fun stuff. Nothing too notable there. Then there was Andrew Long. He was playing the standard Chaos Warrior deck, but he was teching 2 Ninja Grandmasters, something that actually plenty of duels would also opt to follow in the later events. At the previous event, the East Coast had come out in full force. Now it was the West Coast turn to get their momentum back. Top 8 had nothing special, but there was one eye-popping match. Matt Lawrence and Matt de Oliveira had a back-and-forth battle. Lawrence flipped his deck Koichi, Lawrence top deck Pot of Avarice, and then top deck Zaborg and drew 2 cards. He treated the Koichi for Zaborg and blew away de Oliveira's monster and attacked for game. Talk about a sequence of events. He had nothing in his hand, and he came back to win. Michael Bueno and Brian Perez had to actually play each other, with Michael Bueno coming out on top and Team Janky spot getting a semifinals appearance. Brandon Chalk and his burn deck went into top 4 after he took down Andrew Long. Philly Luna also got his win, and he was heading to top 8. Comic Odyssey's Matt Lawrence was defeated by Philly Luna in top 4, and Philly Luna was in his first finals. Michael Bueno rode Mobius to victory as he beat Brandon Chalk and his burn deck, having no real issues with it. The finals featured 2 unknown duelists in their first top 8 appearances ever. One would become a champion in just their first top ever. Michael Bueno wanted to bring his team recognition by keeping the title in Northern California. Unfortunately, the coverage from this match and most of the event is gone, so not really a spoiler, but yeah, Philly Luna was the winner. Philly Luna won his first of 4 Shonen Jump titles here in California. He began his journey being an unknown player to becoming one of the greatest of all time. Thank you guys for watching. Our next episode is going to cover SJC Durham, the first Shonen Jump 2006. That's the T for Magnitude, guys. Thanks for watching.